Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's get into the action here. Sunday, December 29th, to kind of wrap up the Week 17 games. We have 9 games in this Sunday slate. This has been one where we had some spread out throughout Christmas, as well as Saturday. Yesterday we had a jam-packed NFL and college slate where it was a profitable day. Very good day yesterday within the NFL. I think only one loss on the card, but let's keep it going into today. For some of you out there watching, this may have some more implications from a fantasy standpoint, as well as kind of if you're just having some vesting, rooting interest within your team making the playoffs and or winning their division. So let's get into it. I want to share with you guys what we got going on. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. Completely free to hit that like button, to hit that subscribe button. This is how we do it here at TBM Sports. Make sure you do that before exiting this video, and then towards the end, I will give you guys my best bets and get you on your way. Okay, so with that being said, let's get into the picks. And the first game that we're going to look at is the Jets and the Bills. And if we look at this a little bit more so, total set at 45.5. The Bills -10 as it currently stands. Now, this is a game where I do think that the Bills are the right side. I do not have really, quite frankly, any kind of indication or play on what to expect, right? Aaron Rodgers, what we talk about in colder weather. And we are getting a lot more milder climate today on this Sunday. For those of you that do live in the Midwest, it's been a very warm kind of weekend. It's been kind of, I guess, fun. People are going a little crazy outside, don't know what to do with themselves when you have to kind of shift from snow to some heat, but wore some shorts yesterday and cashed some tickets. That's always a good thing. So, but let's get back into it. And like I said, guys, Buffalo, great teaser leg. I don't mind this one either way. If you want to take the Jets up, Bills down, quite frankly, don't care. For me, if you want to get involved with Josh Allen, anytime touchdown scorer, you could do that. But for me, this is a no play. Divisional game. 10 points is a lot, and quite frankly, I don't know what we're going to get from the effort from the Bills in this 1 o'clock window. Carolina and Tampa Bay, this is going to be an interesting one, and I do want to pull this up for you guys. This is the current NFC playoff picture. So looking at the Buccaneers and the Falcons, that's kind of where it stands today. Making the playoffs is pretty much left to those two teams in the NFC. Winning the division versus that number one seed is kind of all that's left to play for, so to speak. Okay, but as we look back into it, guys, this is Tampa Bay and Carolina. The number has crept down a little bit from 49 down to 47.5. I'm going to buy low here on the over, okay? Maybe we're getting some weather down south that I don't know about, but I do like the over. I think that's the correct side. Also, I do favor the side of Carolina. I'm not going to get involved with that. However, one bet I have in this game is Bucky Irving. We're going to look into that a little deeper. And that's where we're going to take the Bucky Irving player props. I think they're going to run the ball. He had an absolute legend of a game against Carolina last time. Bucky Irving in rushing, if you want to look into the number. Right now, 80 yards. He doesn't really hit that too often, so if you do want to take something, only 40% of the games. If you want to take rushing and receiving, a little bit more inclined to that. I don't like taking too many props this late in the season. Rest becomes a huge issue, especially with jockeying for positioning. But I do think that Bucky Irving absolutely goes ham in this game, and I'm going to show you guys why here. If we look into 85.5 would be the even kind of split. Carolina, 152 yards last time out. Carolina dead last against running backs. This is one where I think it's just a hammer play. Just trust the fact that he gets over 85.5. So that will be an official play. Bucky Irving over 85.5. Okay. Next, we are going to talk about Tennessee and Jacksonville. No play for me. This is a shit on shit game, but I do favor the side of Jacksonville for some oddly reason. This is just a small lean. Also, I would go in terms of the under as well, but for me, this is a complete stay away game. Only thing I would kind of dabble with would be maybe just taking a touchdown prop from Brian Thomas. I just don't really know how frankly they are going to come out morale wise from both sides. So no play for me outside of maybe looking into Brian Thomas receiving touchdowns over. Okay. The Indianapolis Colts and the Giants. All right, 7.5. Colts are laying on the road with the Flying Flaccos with a total set at 40.5. Anthony Richardson out for this game. This is a side where a lot of people do like the Giants. For me and my money, though, I'm going to be looking into Jonathan Taylor. He went absolutely beast mode last week. I think this is where he does bust one. One of the bets that did catch my eye, if we look into the player props, if we want to go into the longest rush for Jonathan Taylor, this is kind of a number that really doesn't go up when the market goes up. So it gives you an opportunity to kind of get on board. And I'll show you guys another prop in this game that I like. I'm trying to find the... we'll just do it this way. Okay, rushing attempts, and then we can go into the longest rush. Right now at 18.5, okay? Always has the big play capability. Jonathan Taylor, longest rush over at a minus 105 price. Love that bet on BetMGM, almost even money. That's going to be one of my favorite props of the day. Also, I want to show you guys kind of the insight that we can get into within Tyrone Tracy. This is going to be something where we look into rushing and receiving yards. Right now, if we look at it, it's kind of a number that doesn't jump off at the page at me, okay? But he does hover right around that 59.5. So just an angle that I'm looking into, right? I think that he gets a lot of swings out of the backfield. If we look at kind of the receiving, and that's kind of more so where I would kind of dabble into, also is the receptions. 4 receptions last week against Atlanta. Total set at 2.5. He's averaging 2.9 on the season. Tyrone Tracy potentially over the receptions for this game. So I do like Tyrone Tracy to get it done from the receiving standpoint against the Indianapolis Colts. Okay. Next, a couple other bets to talk about. Vegas and Saints. No play for me. This is an ugly, ugly game. Call it how you see it. The Saints pretty much have everybody out. The Raiders, God knows what they're playing for. This is a stay away game for me. Not even a lean for this because I do think this is where we do get a storyline, potentially within low scoring. So if you force me to bet this game, I would be on the side of the under. You really couldn't pay me to take the Raiders in this week or any week. I think there's also some jockeying going along for draft positioning with this like a bunch up we have with all these 3 and 12 teams out there as well. So this isn't a heavy week for me, guys. I kind of take my foot off the gas pedal when these games become meaningless, unless there's an avenue to go down. But for me, this is going to be a standard week. We kind of got to put the foot down a little bit on the gas pedal because of this week. Since pretty much this whole last week's been profitable. So we got some house money we're playing with here. So stay disciplined a little bit, and let's try to stack some chips. All right. Next game that I do have a play in is Dallas and Philly. Now this is kind of spoiler roll a little bit. Jalen Hurts out. I have to do it. This is the worst of the number. I still am going to take Dallas plus 7.5. Kenny Pickett is playing for Philadelphia. The total also at 37.5. Very interesting. Okay, very interesting as we even see more money towards the under. So maybe a little sharper play. If you do want to take that under within Philly and Dallas, taking that under. I believe CeeDee Lamb is out of this game as well. And, you know, it's going to be one where, quite frankly, it's almost like a preseason game. In my opinion, CeeDee Lamb, I think, is playing. I have to see kind of more into that. It really won't impact kind of my handicap, honestly, because I think that when we talk about this, it's the quarterback play that's the big concern. Okay, CeeDee Lamb is out for the season. Yeah, so that's for some reason that was what I thought, but I just read something on Twitter as I was talking, so it must have been a troll. But nonetheless, this is kind of where we're at. Dallas, unfortunate season, divisional rival game. Lean towards the under. Dallas, Philly, also the scooping up the points in the under spot against Kenny Pickett. Dallas plus 7.5. But I'm outside of that in a teaser leg. I'm not, quite frankly, in love with this game, but I think that Dallas is the right side. Although you could have got that at plus 10 a little bit earlier in the week. Don't chase it if you don't love it. Okay, Dolphins, Browns. We will talk about this one. This is a bet for me on the under, taking the under 34 points. Quite frankly, without Tua, all the Cleveland starters are not playing from a skill perspective. It's going to be a yucky, ugly game. People can't wait to go down to the Caribbean. Cabo, I think this is one where we get the hell out of Dodge, and Miami, lean towards Miami, but there's really no support system. And without Tua, their record against a spread straight up it goes right down the wayside. So for me, guys, it's Browns money line. or nothing on that. Despite me leaning towards Miami, I just can't get there. But the play for me in this game will be under 34 as my best bet. Green Bay, Minnesota. This is one that does matter. This will be a fun one at 425. It's hard not to back Minnesota in this spot. They have an outstanding ATS record at home. The Green Bay, they're running the football and playing some really good football. I've said weeks ago that they might be my sneaker pick to win the Super Bowl. A lot of exactas with Green Bay in the futures market. I can't get there, quite frankly, with that over at 49.5. It's one where you can look at it. Potentially a sharper side being on the under. I think this is one where we do get a little bit more playing close to the vest. I know both of these teams can do it from an offensive standpoint, and the handle's all about the over. I lean there. I can't get there, but I think that Green Bay in a teaser is one of the better plays of the day. Maybe a sucker bet, maybe not, but give me a full touchdown and a half point with the hook on Green Bay plus 7.5. In a teaser leg, it's going to be really hard for me to pass that one up with a lot of the other totals that are suppressed, in my opinion, and some of the games that we did talk about. Okay. Next bet that I do have on the kind of in my arsenal of picks for the day, I guess I would call it, is the Atlanta Falcons and the Washington Commanders. Right now, this is one where I'm just all about the under, okay? One of my favorite bets of the day. Heavy play, under 47. This game means something, and I just really just don't understand kind of the love for Atlanta. I get it, but Washington, I think they get this one done. So I would lean Washington on from a side. Obviously, it's where we're seeing a ton of money in Atlanta with the field goal and the hook. Maybe some love and support for Michael Penix. Who knows? But the best play of the day for me, one of my favorite bets, is going to be a lot of unders. But I am going under Atlanta and Washington as a best bet. Okay, and then the Monday night matchup with Detroit and San Francisco. I'm going to tease it. Just not going to actually tease it, but I'm going to tease it in terms of unveiling the pick to you because what we have going on is I do another video to break down that separately, but I am on the side of Detroit. Detroit ATS, really good record. San Francisco, by all accounts, hung up the towel. So I will tell you guys this, though. Make sure that if you are, and this is kind of why I'm talking about it on a Sunday video, if you are going to play Detroit, this is something where I do think it's going to be very important to grab it today. You can still find a juiced up -3. If you wait, you might get a 4, okay? And that's kind of where a lot of bettors will just jump on the favorite. They'll try to recoup losses from the weekend. That's what Monday Night Football is halfly built upon anyways. So from that metric and kind of just thought process, if you do like Detroit, get it early. If you like San Francisco, maybe wait a little bit, okay? So that's where I'm at. Appreciate you guys. Just a little quick recap. I'm on Dallas plus 7.5. I like the Dallas under. Bucky Irving as well. Jonathan Taylor, longest rush. Think he busts one in that game. Taking the over 49 within Tampa. Under 35, Miami, Cleveland, Detroit is going to be that thing that we talked about for Monday, as well as my favorite bet of the day will be the Atlanta Falcons, Washington Commanders, taking the under 47 in that spot. So appreciate you guys. Full disclosure, like I said, end of the season gets a little weird and wacky. This isn't a big week for me. If anything, it's all about the grind, man. We've been grinding out units this last week. If you're going to bet three bets straight up, take those 2 wins out of 3 losses and keep stacking green days, and then we'll come out on the other side. We got a lot of action coming up in the New Year's week within the college football playoffs commencing full swing. Tuesday is going to be absolutely on fire as we get into 2025. But I appreciate you guys all being part of the channel as always. If you have not done so, though, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe right down below. Totally free to do so. Also free to give me a follow on X. Make sure you do that, and be sure to check out the free Discord. And if you want to become a channel member with TBM Sports, $9.99 a month. Just get back to the program. Keeps us afloat and going. Just kidding. What I bring in on a week for betting completely dwarfs the output that we get from the beloved YouTube. So that's where I'm at. Appreciate you guys. Let's cash some tickets, and we'll see you all tomorrow for Monday Night Football. Peace.